Wow, 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 beautiful people. It's such a night. Oh, ho, ho. Beautiful people, wonderful people. How you doing today? What's good? Hope your Saturday is beautiful. I hope you are enjoying your night, your Saturday. Where did you go? Where are my people? 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 Let's get here. Let's get started. Where are my people? Let's get started. Oh, good to see you. Good to see you, Collis. Where are my people? Let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get started. Good evening, good morning. It's good to be here again. Mr. Wale Daudu, it's good to have you here today. Thank you very much for showing up again. It's such a beautiful day. Such a beautiful time. Okay. Where are my people? Where are my people? Oh, Emeka, it's good to have you here today. Beautiful day, beautiful night. Awesome time. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Good evening. Where are my people? Where are my people? Let's get it going. Let's make it happen again today. Where are my people? Where are my people? Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. It's such a night. Let's get here. Let's talk about how to create the ancestor money. And I know this is going to be new to some people. The concept has been on for almost forever. Oh, good to see you, Uma Bankole, 16-year-old. All right, that's lovely. It's good to have you here. This is the best moment. This is the best thing you can do. You know, I'm trying to see what I would advise my 16-year-old self. All right, what would be if I have to advise my 16-year-old self? What will I say? All right, I would say to my 16-year-old self that make sure that your ambition is not small. All right, never settle for small things. Make sure that you don't allow your background to put you backward. All right, make sure that you don't submit to the randomness of your age group. All right, so but enjoy life. Enjoy life and know that all decisions have consequence. And it's a beautiful one. It's a beautiful one to have you here today, Bankole. I'm so happy to have you here today. All right, so thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Blessing Olushola. Thank you. It's good to have you here today. Thank you very much. I'm so honored to have you all. Thank you, Emeka. This is our culture. Two things we do every day when we come to the night economy. By the way, there won't be night economy tomorrow night till Monday. All right, I want to catch some rest. All right, so however, it's a very beautiful one, and this is two things that we do when we come to night economy. We connect with other people by putting in the comment section the people that we believe should also listen to the wisdom and the insight that we share. And secondly, is that we also share the video. We've been reaching more people, courtesy of everyone that has come to the year and have learned to share the video. The yesterday video, we have had almost like 35 to 39 shares, and that's very beautiful. You know, so the more we can help people. Remember, the more winners we have, the lesser whiners we have, okay? The more winners, the less whiners. And so if we want more winners, we need to reduce whiners. And the only way we reduce whiners is by doing our own part. So thank you very much, Mr. Wale, for putting the name in the list there. Thank you, everyone. Uma Bankole, share the video with your friends, share the video, put the names of people in the comment section. Mr. Blessing, put the name of people in the comment section that should be seeing this video, that this video can help them, just the way Emeka has rightly done there, you know. And tonight promises to be another very beautiful night. And see, the truth of the matter is, the wiser you are, The wiser you are, the better you live. The wiser you are, the better you live. So the more wisdom that it's operating your life, the more better your life is going to be. If there is anything that is a partner to prosperity, is wisdom. One of the partners of prosperity is wisdom. So the more wisdom you have, the better your life is. One of the things that happen in your life is that the more you have wisdom, the more your life will shine. Wisdom makes your life to shine, because life becomes dull when it lacks wisdom. So wisdom is something you must be obsessed about. Wisdom is something you must be very obsessed about. For me, I'm obsessed about wisdom. I love wisdom because wisdom has saved me. Wisdom is the ultimate leveler in life. If you need leverage in this life, I love talking about how I was raised and where I grew up. I grew up in a place called Iteshatedo in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so I grew up there. I remember the first time in my memory, as regards to the first time my parents moved to the house that I grew up. I should be around 4 or 5 years old at that time. And we moved into the house. The first time I saw the house, it was night. I didn't know how the house looked, and there was a plank on the road because there was water on that street at the time when we were moving. It's funny, but the first night in the house I remembered, and we moved into this the one room house, and we were there since I was 5 till I was I left the house maybe when I was 19 or 20. So imagine what I mean. So for almost 12 years of my life, I live in that one room with some of my siblings, and for a few years, 1 or 2 of my cousins. And so it was that way. And there was so much of programming that was going on at that time. But if there is anything that saved me, it's as I grew up, as I began to come into bigger awareness. One thing that I fall in love with is that I started falling in love with wisdom. I fall in love with wisdom that I personally found through the book called the Bible. And as a young boy, I started reading the Bible, but at the time, I started getting confused reading the Bible because I saw a lot of people carrying the Bible, reading the Bible, and they were very broke. And I also realized that the Bible was one of the cheapest books that I ever saw in the market. Even once upon a time, they would give you the Bible for free. And I was in primary school. The Gideon Society came to our school. They gave us Bible for free. And then I was wondering, this book is being given for free. So what's the big deal about this book? And so I was not interested in the book. I was not interested in the Bible. My parents took us to church at the time, and I was not interested. My parents were quite religious people, especially my mother. My father is a scholar, so he goes to church, but I never saw my father really reading the Bible as much, and it's awesome. Thank you for that. I make you enjoy my gratitude picture. All right, video. All right. So the point is, I grew up that way, and it was such an amazing thing. But after a while, I became more curious. I wanted to know, so what exactly is in this book? And one day I remember I read the book. I read somewhere in the Bible because I used to have issues with my father, and the issue I have with my father is not personal at all. Just that my father did not want me to behave in a particular way. And all those teenage years kind of stuff. You just think your father don't know much. You just felt your father don't know much. It's when you look at it in retrospect and you feel that you're just being silly. You're just being silly. Your father may not have gotten it all right, but there are many things he knew that you don't know anything about. And he was just trying to guide me and all of that. And I remember I started reading the Bible. And I started finding some things, and I decided to start practicing it. And as I started practicing it with my father, I realized that I was having a better, cordial relationship with my father. And then it occurred to me that, wow, it's like this book work. Maybe it's the way people are working it that is wrong. So I started falling in love with the wisdom that I found. And so if you come back to the library or come back to the other side of my study, you will find all sort of Bibles and all sort of Bible histories and concordance, the tabloid, and a lot of stuff. And I wasn't doing that as a religious guy, because I'm not a religious guy, despite the fact that I'm a spiritual guy. And I say it with all due respect. I'm a very spiritual guy, all right? And because I don't think that my spirituality has anything to do with title. It just have everything to do with being human, because human, the best of human, can only be found in our expression that is rooted in spirituality. All right. So, and that's why I am a spiritual being. I'm a spirit being, and I engage in spirituality. And so I read the Bible. I see it as a book of principle. I see it as a book of process. I see it as a book of patterns. I don't see it as a religious book, though there's some religion in it, but I don't see it as a religious book. So I love it. And it was my first point of book to wisdom. And it still remains my ultimate book to wisdom. That may not be for you, all right? But that's for me. And I'm telling you this to let you know that wisdom is key in your journey. Don't joke with wisdom. Your life is as beautiful as the wisdom. Your life is as beautiful as the wisdom that governs it. All right. So what wisdom influence your decision? Because many people make decisions in life without mindful of the wisdom that influence it. So wisdom is a principal thing in your affairs in life. So don't joke with wisdom, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, don't joke with wisdom. Fathers, mothers, young people, love wisdom. Because you see, one of the things about wisdom is that wisdom never walks alone. Wisdom will never walk alone. When wisdom walks, it works with riches, enduring riches, relevance. You can have wisdom and not be relevant on the earth. And so wisdom is key. Wisdom is key. And the moment you have wisdom that is pure, that is peaceful, you will find out that your life will be so amazing. And wisdom help you to collapse time. With wisdom, you can collapse time on your journey. And so I grew up and I started looking for wisdom. But I found that I was making a mistake, because I thought I was looking for wisdom, but wisdom has always been looking for me. Wisdom has been on the street crying, looking for me, but I wasn't paying attention. So the same thing with your life right now. Wisdom is looking for you. Wisdom want to help you. Wisdom, the light of wisdom is you. It want to help you. Wisdom want to help you to succeed. Wisdom want to help you to blow. Wisdom want to help you to fly. Wisdom want to help you to be relevant. So the point is, are you willing to cooperate with wisdom so that wisdom can help you? We live in an age where foolishness is highly celebrated, all right? People show a manner of thing at a skit online. People show their nakedness just to have followership. But let me tell you something. You can win in life, and you can win in life with wisdom, and so you should be very, very mindful. So in my early 1920, I started studying the world of the likes of Socrates, the word of Aristotle, and I started reading them deeply. I started reading books like Meditations from Marcus Aurelius. I started doing that in my very early 20s, like 21, 22. I started reading the book of conduct, like from Confucius. I started reading the book of the way, like the Lao Tzu. I was in my early 20s when I started reading these things. And this is what I found out. There are two things that shape your brain. There are two things that shape your brain, and that determines how healthy your brain will be. Number one is the work that you do, the meaning that you have to your work. Number two is the education that you have. That means your education keeps your brain, your education keeps your brain very sound. So it's very important. I started reading books and the collections of a man called, Ralph Waldo Emerson. His work on compensation and all sort of his books and all of that. I started reading books from Ralph Waldo Train. I started reading books from William James, the founding father of modern psychology in America. I was in my early 20s when I started reading all these books. And this is what I tell you. These things started shaping my life. I was 19 when I come in contact with a book from what's the name of this man again? James Allen, as a man thinketh. And I became an ardent follower of, that man after that moment, to the point that I've read literally all the books of this man called James Allen. James Allen passed on more than 110 years ago. But James Allen still have books that is more than 5 years ago. And so some of his books are more than 110 years old. Like James Allen book, like Living Above Turmoil. I think that book should be more than 100 years old. And so these are very smart, intelligent, wise people. And this is very key. And you begin to understand. And as I begin to travel, remember I told you about where I grew up. I grew up in one-room apartment. That's where I was as a young person. Some of the books I'm telling you about, I was literally going to different bus stops as a teenager, looking for people selling books, and I see them and I would spend few minutes, try to offer them a little bit of service so that I can just spend 1 hour to read book from them before I dash back to our house. I was looking for the way. Unknown to me that the way is also looking for me. And so wisdom will help you. It will help you in your work. It will help you in your life. I can be said I'm a wisdom guy. I love wisdom. I'm so fascinated with wisdom. I want to live wisely as much as I can. I want to be, because I know that wisdom is an ultimate leverage in life, and that is very important. All right, so thank you for that. So Emeka talk about my gratitude video. Yes, you have to be grateful. Gratitude is the secret of living life without resistance, because gratitude neutralizes all your resistance in life. And I started learning as a teenager to learn to be grateful. All right, this is what I say to myself as a teenager, that nobody owns me anything, but what I own people is to love them. So I'm grateful to life. I'm not satisfied. I want more, but I'm grateful. And there is two different things. They're not the same. You can be satisfied and not be, you can be grateful and not be satisfied. But there are some people that are satisfied, but they are not satisfied, neither are they grateful. They just want more for life. Now, it's a missing structure in a lot of people's life. And you have to be grateful. By the way, I have a book in my study that says, Learn to be Grateful Without Reason. It's a very interesting book. It's called Learn to be Grateful Without Ceasing, from Mrs. Simnoff. That's the title of the book, from a woman called Mrs. Spinoff. Learn to be grateful without reason. Be grateful for no reason. That's the title of the book. Be grateful for no reason. And the basis and the premise of the book is that you'll need to learn how to be grateful. Learn how to be grateful. Learn how to be grateful. Every time I walk on the road, I'm saying thank you. When I pay my bills, I'm grateful. You see, it's the living that pay bills. So when you pay your bills, stop paying your bills with grudginess. You are sending a wrong signal to the earth. Pay your bill with gratitude. When you pay your children's school fees, pay it with gratitude. Be grateful for the pleasant interruption that your children give to you when you get home. Be grateful for life. Be grateful for what you have left. All right? So there are things in our lives that we wish we had at the moment, but we want more, and that is okay. All right? We want more, that's okay. But be grateful for what you have. A lot of people, in the bits of wanting more, they never learn to be grateful for anything. And lack of gratitude is a disease. And this is a disease that most people carry around all the days of their life. They are never grateful. Learn to be grateful for the little things in life. Learn to be grateful that you go to bed and you wake up. You see, you can go to bed, but waking up is a gift. I hope you know that. You can look, but seeing is a gift. All right? Seeing is a gift. So be grateful. Learn to count your blessings. Learn to count your blessings every single day. Learn to count your blessings. You don't know how wealthy you are until you get to the point where someone says, I'm going to give you 1 billion naira today. And you are so excited about collecting 1 billion naira today. But the person said on one condition, if I give you 1 billion naira today, your life we have to end today. Now, think about it for a second. If someone says, I'm going to give you 1 billion naira today, but if I'm giving you the 1 billion naira today, your life is going to end today. I can't say it for whole humanity, but I know that a lot of people are going to say, no, I think I want to keep my life. Why are you going to wait to keep your life? Because now the moment you say no to the 1 billion and you say you're going to keep your life, it means that you are already a billionaire. You're already a billionaire in content, in contest. You're already a billionaire that is just waiting to turn it to cashphonia. But so if you're a billionaire that is waiting to turn it to cashphonia, you need to learn to be grateful. That means there is so much more that you have not explored yet. So live in gratitude. Live in gratitude. You know, it's a gift to wake up every single day. And that's why every moment when I wake up, I'm still always saying, thank you, Lord. I'm always grateful. I'm always grateful to life. You see, gratitude is medicinal. It cures all manner of ailments, right? So because the word gratitude is taken from the word gracious. And what does that mean? It means grace. Gratitude releases grace to you. So the moment you are grateful, grace is released to you. And the earth is operating in rhythm. And the rhythm on which the earth operates on can be favorable to grateful people. So when you are in gratitude, you are becoming one with the earth, because the rhythm of the earth is a rhythm of grace, and the rhythm of grace is in tandem with out of gratitude. So the moment you understand that, everything in your life will change. You know, so that's beautiful. Alhamdulillah, right? You guys say, oh, beautiful. Learn to be grateful. Gratitude does not have religion. Gratitude does not have tribe. Gratitude is a symphony of the earth. It's a symphony of the universe. It's a frequency of the earth. So be grateful. Be grateful. Learn to be grateful. Stop mourning what you have lost. Start celebrating what you have left. Because you cannot create a miracle with what you don't have. You can only create a miracle with what you have left. So what do you have? Be grateful for it. Be grateful for what you have. Every single day, be grateful. Look at your life and be grateful for it. Just say, thank you, Lord. Every time, every moment. Gratitude is important. So I was in my car a few days ago, and my guy was taking me to the office, and I just shoot that video. You know, I just wanted to capture that exciting moment of gratitude. You have to be grateful. Someone says, if I have money, I'm going to be grateful. No, it's because you are not grateful that you don't have money. Because money is an energy, and the gratitude is an energy. So if you are in symphony of gratitude, you are going to attract things to yourself. The question you should ask is, if I have the money, how am I going to feel? So if I have the money, I'm going to feel good. So why not feel good now so that you can have the money? Because having the money means feeling good. Feeling good means having the money. So you don't have to have the money to feel good. You have just discovered a code. If you can feel good, you're going to have the money. So why not feel good to have the money? If the money is going to make you feel good, feeling good will make you have the money. If having the money will make you feel good, feeling good will make you have the money. So feeling is the secret. Learn to feel good. Learn to be grateful. There is never a sad, grateful person. Have you ever seen someone that is grateful and sad? No. You know, there is no one that is grateful and sad. And there is no one that is grateful and sad. So the moment you are grateful, you cannot be sad. So everything must produce its own equivalent experience. So what is the equivalent experience of gratitude? Is goodness. So if you maintain gratitude, You are expanding to the frequency of the earth, and the symphony of the earth begin to work for you because you are becoming tandem with the rhythm of grace. And when you remember, the word gratitude means gracious, and it means grace, and the earth is formed under the rhythm of grace. So when you are grateful, the rhythm of grace work for you. That is the mystery of gratitude. So no matter who you are, be grateful. Wake up in the morning and send a thought of gratitude to that which you desire. Just send a thought of gratitude to it. There are two things that I do every day. There are two things I intend to do every day of my life. I do two things. When I wake up in the morning, I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful for my body. I send gratitude to every part of my body. I send gratitude to my liver. I send gratitude to my heart. I send gratitude to my leg. I send gratitude to the ceiling in which I sleep and I wake up, and everything still keep remaining. I send gratitude. I send gratitude. And after I've done that, I send gratitude to my journey of the day. I send gratitude to everything that's going to happen. I know what might happen, but I don't know what will happen. So I send gratitude and I engage divinity in the affairs of my life. And after I've done that, I do two things. I will then send gratitude and a thought of blessing to everything that bothers me. Everything that bothers me, I will send a thought of gratitude to it. Because the moment you send a thought of blessing to things that bothers you, the things that bothers you begin to find a way to bless you. Every time you send a thought of gratitude to things that bother you, the things that bother you begin to find a way to bless you. Because the thought of blessing is an higher frequency, and everything must submit to that frequency as you move on. Send a thought of blessing to the people that have done you seemingly bad things in life. The people that have never been grateful for the good things you have done to them. The people that have gone to blackmail you. The people that have gone to manage you. The people you have helped. The people you have supported in one way or the other. But guess what happened? There's still bitterness in your heart. There is still bitterness in your heart. And the way you can heal the bitterness is to send a thought of blessing to them. Send a thought of blessing every day. This way you will know that you still have some level of bitterness in you. When you're trying to send a thought of blessing to the people that have hurt you, guess what happened? Something inside of you barely begin to shift. You feel it. You know what I mean? You know what that feeling is? You are getting healed. You're getting healed because gratitude is medicinal. All right. So guys, that's by the way for the gratitude. I hope that help you too. And so thank you, Hales Iyenacho, my wonderful friend, my mentee, my partner, my strategic guy, my lovely guy. It's good to have you again this morning. All right. Alex wrote a book called The Money Sense and the Wealth Distinction Framework Protocol. You can read that book. You can ask for Alex. Is the money sense, man. It gives you some money sense. Oh, my God. Alex is the guy, man. You can pick up some there. All right. So, Sunday, it's good to have you here this morning. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I'm trying to get your name well. Shitalu. I don't want to murder that name. I'm finding Mr. Okonlawon Benjamin. It's good to have you here. Mike Song. It's good to have you here this morning. Thank you, everyone. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful moment. Two things we do every day like this. We do two things. We put the name of the people in the comment section that needs to see this video. That's number one. And number two, we share the video as many times as we can. We share the video. We share the video. This is a sharing economy. All right. This is a sharing economy. All right. So what book have you read this week that has touched you? Can you put the name of the book in the comment section? Can you put the name of a book? If there is one book you have read this week in the comment section that has helped you this week. Have you read any book this week? What book have you read? This is Sunday. I hope I'm correct. This is Sunday, yes. And so, have you read any book? Have you read a page of a book this week? Have you read anything? Have you read any book and it has helped you? And one of these days, I'm going to teach you how to read. In the Night Economy, I'm going to show you how to read a book to make the book change your life. Because I say there are many people. When I was growing up, one of the sins I committed is that I read I read a few books. I've read a few books in my life because I think it's just justifiable to say that it's not justifiable to say I've read a lot of books. Despite the fact that when I was 28 years old, when I was 25 years old, I read 700 books every year. And I did that between at the age of 25 for 8 years of my life. I was reading average of 700 books a year. But I still don't find it very, very confident to say that I've read a lot of books because there are so many books in the world. I can only read the one that is relevant to me. All right. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Close or Lose Touch You. That's beautiful. All right. One of the books that have helped me this week is the book I've written. All right. So it's so amazing. One of the books I've read have helped me, the book I've written. It's amazing that I read my book. I read my book. All right. Awesome. You've read Mr. Hallis's book, Money Sense and Money Sense Management Protocol. Awesome. All right. Huma Bankole said he has read The Cash Flow Quadrant and he has started reading Close or Lose. All right. That's beautiful for you. That's awesome. That's awesome. So it's good. Learn to read. I have quite a busy schedule. All right. I have quite a busy schedule and my schedule is becoming more busier. But listen, I read every day. All right, I read every day because I rate reading as eating. All right, so I rate reading as eating. I rate reading as bathing because I bathe every day, so I have to read every day. The Purpose-Driven Life. Awesome, awesome. Mr. Okola once said he read Purpose-Driven Life this week. It's beautiful. It's a lovely one. So you have to read in the direction of the life you want to live. So learn to read. Learn to read. And if I'm permitted, one of these days, I'm going to share with you how you can use reading, how to read and grow rich. Because a lot of people read, but they read. They sound wise, but they're not living wisely. And so how do you apply reading? How do you apply what you have read to your life so that you can get better? It's a science on its own. And because sometimes people can take reading for reading's sake. And so a lot of people just, I'm reading. But the truth is, the proof of learning is change. The proof of learning is transformation. So if what you are reading is not changing you, there is a problem. And the problem is you don't know how to learn. So most people don't know how to learn. School was never a place to learn. And that's funny, because school really don't teach you how to learn. Teach you how to memorize. School is about how to pass exam. And it's funny. Oh, fantastic. The mechanism of the mind. You have all of mechanism of the mind from Edward de Bono. Edward de Bono, you can always see his picture of my war. Edward de Bono, one of my heroes of life. Edward de Bono's have changed my life. One of the regrets I have is I never traveled to Malta to see Edward de Bono before he died, despite the fact that I'm a Maltese citizen, but I've never traveled to Edward de Bono to see him before he left this world. But I promise that if I get to Malta one of these days, I'm going to ask if I could behold where Edward de Bono is buried. I would just like to put a flower because Edward de Bono has really changed my life. Edward de Bono, by applying the writings of Edward de Bono, have been a little bit to get things going. There are some very specific books of Edward de Bono that I have. Books like Opportunities, books like Competition, How to Rise Above Competition. Books like, I've read a couple of his books. If I have not written all the books he has written, I must have read almost 70% of it. And mighty works. I love the man. It's one of the best, finest teacher of thinking in the 21st century. it's such an amazing man. I respect him even in death. And so Edward Bono is a good man. Think Like a Billionaire by Donald Trump. Very, very lovely book. Mr. Wale, it's a good book. It's a very lovely book. Mr. Donald Trump, the former president of America, I respect him a lot. I don't care what people say about him. You can see he's one of the guys that is on my Hall of Fame. That's my Hall of Fame. There are more pictures that are not here. Purposely, because of my children, they have removed a couple of the pictures. Now they're still toddlers, and so they have removed a couple of pictures. So Warren Buffett is one of my heroes. It's one of my heroes. He's such an amazing man. I want to live as old as Warren Buffett, and I want to be as relevant as Warren Buffett in his age when I get to his age. There's one of the things that Warren Buffett says that I love. Warren Buffett will say things like, your hero determines your future. So always be mindful of who your hero is. If I want to know your future, I ask who is your hero. And so because your future will take a shape of your hero. I remember when I met my billionaire mentor and I started talking to him, I looked at him and I started seeing my future in him. He traveled around the world in less than 10 years of robbing him. I've been able to begin to travel around the world. So I can tell you for sure that your hero determines your future. So Mr. Wale, Think Like a Billionaire is an amazing book from Mr. Donald Trump, the former president of America, an amazing man. Yeah, people have issues with him, but I love him. I love his guts. I love his ideology. I've read almost all his works. I can tell you. I read almost all the books when Donald Trump ever written, and the one he collaborated with, what's it called now? With Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. All right, and so think like a billionaire, because you see, your thinking determines your living. If you want to change your living, change your thinking. When we're talking about prosperity habits, you remember I said that character reflects your thinking. Your character reflects your thinking. Your character reflects your thinking. So the point is, it's good. Just read. Find time every single day to read. Find time to do two things. Find time to read and find time to write down your thoughts. Always find a way to write down your thought. Find time to write down your thought and read. All right, so I have several notes. I'm always having several notes. I'm always having several notes with me. It's in my life. It's in my chair. I have a whole library. I have a whole shelf. Let me take you guys on a small journey. All right. So I have a whole library. I have a whole library made up of diaries. All right. So this is a whole library made up of diaries. This place is made up of full diaries. All right. And so this is made up of diaries. All my whole diaries are here. There are several diaries that are here that I've not even used. And all my diaries are here. I have shelf for my diaries. These are just a synopsis of my books on marketing. So I have shelf for different levels of books. All right. So this is my shelf for books for children and parenting. These are some of my shelf for my books on my spirituality. And it's quite interesting. This is my shelf for my books, for my library, for my Bible, my games. I have different games that I play. All right, so it's quite big, yeah. It's quite big, and so I'm just trying to say as much as practical I can take this journey with you, so that you can see what it look like. So Mabakole, you said time. Nobody has time. You create it. All right. Measure what is important to you and then put time on it. I always think that when people, let me give you an example. When I was in school, Hello. All right. A little bit. I have to change my network. When I was in school, all right, so I do a couple of things, and I'm still doing very well in school. I mean, I did very well. And so what differentiates the whole thing is about the scheduling of time. Time is very important. One of these days, I'm going to show you my own model of time and how I use my time. And so you have to understand how this thing works. So you put your time in a proper shape. All right. So that's the point. Bankole just mentioned something about Robert Kiyosaki. So let me show you something about Robert Kiyosaki. So if you come to my chef, you will see a dimension. All right. I hope you guys can see. So this is my chef. So I'm showing you this chef. You can see it. All this place down to the end is Robert Kiyosaki books. All the books he has ever written is in my library. Mr. Hallis, I have a couple of my books with him. Hallis, you know, you have not returned that book. All right, so the point is, I have all the books Robert Kiyosaki ever written. I don't think there is a book written by Robert Kiyosaki or Robert Kiyosaki advisors that I don't have in my library. All right. So when I travel, I buy them. I order them on Amazon. Why did I do that? Because at the time in my life, I have to study him, and I needed to study him deeply. I don't study shallow. I don't read shallow things. So if I want to learn from a guy called the Enigma called Tadek Cash, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read everything Tadek Cash ever written. I'm going to watch all the videos Tadek Cash ever produced. Because you see, that's how you get to know Tadek Cash. There was a time in my life, I was 24, when I was learning from a guy called Brandley J. Sugars. I don't know whether you know a guy called Brandley J. Sugars. Brandley J. Sugars is an amazing author. Let me show you Brandley J. Sugars. All right. Okay, Brandy, where are you? So, okay, Brandy J. Sugars. Most of you will know him, right? Okay, Brandy J. Sugars. Okay, so let me show you. Let me show you Brandy J. Sugars. Brandy J. Sugars. Are you there? Watch me. Okay. So this is Brandy J. Sugars. All right. One of the books. Let me show you how I work. So you can see. These are all the books. These are all the books written by Brandy J. Sugars. And there is one. I need to find the one so I can give you guys a complete view of my life. Okay, Brandy J. Sugars, where are you? I need that book called Buying Customers. It doesn't want to appear to these people. You want to show yourself to them? Okay. If I can find it, that's to be next time then. Okay. Sorry. Strange, really. Okay, so Brandy J. Sugars. So look at it. Look at Brandy J. Sugars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 of Brandy J. Sugars' books is in my study. All right. I've read him. I even dreamt of him. And the book has, Brandley J. Sugars. Brandley J. Sugars. Brandley J. Sugars. Like Brandley J. Sugars. All right? Very interesting man. And he has a very interesting views about business. There are a few guys like that I've read in my life. There's a guy called J. Abraham. Let me show you J. Abraham. All right. Let me show you J. Abraham. Okay, did I say J. Abraham? Oh no, not J. Abraham. I want to show you. Okay, sorry. This is the brand J. Sugars, the last one. Buying customers. Okay. Let me show them this little one. Yeah. Man, I gotta arrange some books today, man. Okay, so look at it. This is, what's it called now? His name is Dan S. Kennedy, all right? So look at Dan S. Kennedy's books in my study. By the way, they're all foreign books, man. Bought them on Amazon, and look at that. So this man has changed my life, so this man has literally changed my world. You can see him on my wall there. It's looking, if you're even looking at me now, he's looking at me as his picture is showing, it's like he's gazing and smiling to me. It's in the world beyond right now, but still make influence in my life, okay? So, look at it. So this is, you can see what I'm talking about. Huh? Now, why am I showing you all this? There's it. I have more than this of his books. All the books he has ever written, I have them. And I've not just have them. I've read them and I keep using them. The same thing with J. Abraham. No, not at all. Not at all. He just bear the name. His name is Dan S. Kennedy. He's a marketing genius. The same thing with J. Abraham. They're in my studies. A few years ago, I started exploring a man called Grant Cardone. I've read all the books, except maybe the last one he just read it. I've watched his videos. I've bought some of his materials, and I delve into a lot of stuff from him. Why am I saying all of these things to you? I've not said all these things to impress you today. I've said it to impress something on you, that you are as great as your debt. All right? You are as great as your debt, and if you want to have debt, you have to go deep. This is what he said. He said, "Oh Lord, how great are thy works, for your thoughts are very deep." So, and so that's something. Yes, the book is not out yet. His book is not out yet, and so I can't have them. They are still pre-ordering it. So when it's out on Amazon, I'm gonna buy it. It's not yet on Amazon. All right. So the point is, why did I buy them? Must I buy them? No, because it just helps you to be able to understand that. Now, look at it and get it straight. The book I read may not necessarily be the book you have to read right now, because we may not necessarily be on the same journey. And you may have to take your journey to the next level before you start reading some books. Because I remember there are books that I bought 10 years ago. And when I read them 10 years ago, they did not really make a lot of sense to me. But now when I'm reading them again, I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So what was I reading then? So one of the things about library, one of the things about having a very rich library is that it's going to help you as a reference point. And there are times when you just need things, you'll be able to get back to them and do your work. Okay? So you can see now, I've just shown you a very lengthy stuff. So give me 1 minute. Let me return this. Woo! It's a long walk, man. Thank you, guys. It's a very long walk, but I just needed to show you. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, that's the one. Give me another 2 minutes. Let me return this. You know, order is the key. You have to be orderly. Okay. Now, how could I get all Brandy J. Sugar's book at the same time? Because all the books are in the same place. Yeah. They're all in the same place. Wow. Don't do this. Yeah. That is it. Thank you. So what I do is I lock it back and then I put my key here because of my children. Oh. All right. That's the so the whole process is the way it is. So these are just little things that I can literally show you one more minute, please. Ooh. Yeah. So when I look at the area of life where I needed wisdom and I begin to, what I do is that I search for people that are, I look for fatherly advice. And what do I mean by fatherly advice? I look at fatherly advice, someone that has done what I would love to do. I then begin to do my research. I don't just read books. And so I can tell you that I go deep into things. When I found someone, I read deep. I don't just read on the shallow. So when I want to study you, I study you. I don't just read a book from you. So it is very difficult for me to just get an author and all the books that he has is just one. I may not be able to study him because that's like a mystery. There's so much more. I search online. I can't find video. I want to study you. I want to be able to understand you. I want to delve into everything that you have. I want to buy your video. I want to buy your audio. I want to buy your course. Because I want to study you. There's something I need to get. I need to get your patterns. I need to get your method. That's how I study. All right. So that is me. And I hope that also helped you today. Let me see another question before I delve deeper. Someone said I should type the name. I think you have been able to see the name proper, right? So that I hope you have been able to see the name. So that's the name. So Brandy J. Sugars is the name. So I've just written Brandy J. Sugars on the comment there. And so you have to be able to see that. It's going to help you a lot. Like I said, it may not be your type of person right now. I've just used those things as practically as an example as much as possible for you to just see things. Your own point may not be that, I'm enjoying this guy called Taddy Cash. I want to order all his books. I want to watch all his videos. I want to follow his steps. I want to see what he's doing for the moment. And then you are literally picking my brain. You are literally studying my work. You want to listen to me. You want to watch my interviews. You want to see what is he doing now? How is he thinking? Now that's how you model people. And the moment you know how to model people, you can imitate people to influence and to authenticate your own originality. And I could as well hide anything from you. So I read books. I have authors that I study. I have things that I read every single day. All right. So I read a lot. No, I didn't read a lot. I read few books, right? I can't say I read a lot. And I think that's a very egoistic statement. Because of the numbers of books in the world, I can't say I read a lot. I mean, how many books have I read that I would say I read a lot? Maybe in my own space. Read a lot compared to what, really? That's me. That's how I think. Okay, so that's what that is all about. All right, so take wisdom as your companion and your life will not be boring. All right, be someone that is obsessed about wisdom. You're going to find it advantageous. So what did I say I'm going to talk about today? I say I'm going to talk about how to create ancestors' money, right? And so I needed to lay this foundation for you because it's very important for you to understand. Many years ago, something happened to me, and my grandfather, maternally, I never grew up to know my grandfather paternally. I think he died before I was ever born. I think he died before my father ever planned or ever imagined to be married. All right, so I never knew my paternal grandfather, neither did I know my paternal grandmother. And so, but I was privileged to meet my paternal grandmother, maternal grandfather, and maternal grandmother. But this is what happened. My paternal grandfather, my maternal grandfather has a house, a beauty house in Lagos. And he died, and after he died many, many years ago, my mother was gone too. And at the time, the house that he owned, they decided to sell the house. And guess what happened? They were sharing money. At that time, I think I've already been sorted to a large extent in my life. But in the course of sharing the money, they also have to share money they have to share money and send money to me. And so I think I gave the money to my sister or something. But that struck a chord in me, and that struck a chord seriously in me. And what is the chord that is struck in me? That my grandfather that has gone for many, many years, because of what he has done before he left, that could still share money and the money could reach me, his grandson and there are many grandsons. And guess what happened? That's one of the things I call the ancestors' money. But I want to come to you today from a different perspective of an ancestor's money, and I want to show you how to create ancestors' money. And so that you can also begin to plan your life. Either you're 16 or you're 54 or you're 46 or you're 36. Your age notwithstanding. But what is more important today is for you to know what this pattern is. Another thing that really struck me was one time, one of my team members came to me and we were having a short conversation, and she told me about how the mother of her husband, the woman that died about 15, 20 years ago, had this large man's amount of properties, and a company decided to buy some of those property, and they bought it for almost 200 or 300 million, and they paid them. The woman had been dead for more than 20-something years before the property was sold. And so imagine what happened to the grandchildren of the woman that was dead 20-something years ago, and part of the property she left behind was sold for about 200 to 300 million. And so that was also very instructive to me. And so I began to look at life. I began to look at how life was supposed to be designed. And I discovered that most people do not understand this fundamental principle I'm about sharing with you today. And it's called creating ancestors' money. And so, how do you create an ancestor's money? It begins with your guiding principles in life. All right? It begins from determining or deciding what kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be a good person or you want to be a nice person? You see, nice people live life on a linear level, not exponential level. And what does that mean? And what do I mean? Nice people don't leave leverage behind. Nice people don't think of leverage. Nice people only think of them, and that is all. And as a result of that, they live life without thinking of another generation. If you Google it and you ask what are the 10 richest families in the world, you will find on Google the 10 richest families in the world. And the first richest family in the world as of 2022 is the Walton family. The Walton family. Who is the Walton family? If you're familiar, if you live in America, or you would know what we call the Walmart stores. This is the richest. They are the richest family. As of 2022, they are the richest family in the world. They have a family worth of about $290 something billion. Now, 3 of the children of the man are billionaires. All right, we have the Walton family. We have several other families. About 10 families in the world as at 2023 are rated as the 10 richest family. The Koch family, the guy that wrote the guy that wrote Science of Getting, what's the name of that book again? Science of Success. Science of Success. The author of the Science of Success, the family is rated as one of the 10 richest family in the world. And when you look at all of this family, they have something in common. And the first mentality you must have is that the life that you are living today, you are not just living this life for yourself. You are living this life to give a leverage to the next generation. Now, think about it for a second. Some of you, your life will have had a bigger expression right now if your parent has left something big for you to live on. All right. And I'm not saying that as an entitlement. I'm saying that from a point of leverage. And so how do you then live life? What do you mean? When we talk about ancestor, what does ancestor mean? The word ancestor is a Latin word that is called ante. Okay? And ancestra, which means before, something that comes before. So when you say something, it's an ancestor. When you say this is our ancestor, that means the people that has come ahead of us. But you see, an ancestor is not somebody that has just come ahead of you. An ancestor is somebody that also make you get ahead. Now, I need you to sing that in. An ancestor is not just somebody that has come ahead of you. An ancestor is not somebody that has come before you. An ancestor is also someone that make you get ahead. So the real ancestor is not just it's not based on just biological. I'm talking about functionality. So the essence of an ancestor money is, oh, my good guy is here, my wonderful mentee and brother, Chimakpa. Good to see you, Chimakpa. Awesome guy, Port Harcourt. We're gonna rock it hard from next week Saturday. I'm gonna be in Port Harcourt next week Saturday representing Velox, and it's going to be awesome. Thrive. I'm gonna show you how to close the best of your deals, how to make it happen. That's gonna be hot, right? That's gonna be hot. September. I'm looking forward to being in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt always do me well. Port Harcourt, they will give me, what's the name of that food? Fisherman soup. All right, they give me fisherman soup. They will give me onulu or something. What a place, what a people. All right, what a place, what a people. And I'm going to be in Port Harcourt next week Saturday. I'm going to be there. I'm even going to have some private section with about 30 people that want to literally change their life. I'm going to be showing them the back to strategy to closing bigger deals. I'm going to be showing those people what I call the military linguistic patterns. What does that mean? I'm going to show you the method that the military used to recruit soldiers, even when the soldiers know that they are going to die, because selling is a form of recruiting. You are recruiting customers. So I'm going to show you how to sell when nobody seems to be buying. Come on, that's I'm going to show it to 30 people. And I'm going to be sharing the stage with some amazing guy like Olisa, my guy, Messi Okeke, even Chimakpa himself. If you're in Port Harcourt and you watch this video next Saturday, you don't want to miss me. Because you know what? I'm coming there to give it to you and to change you. All right? Perhaps I was sent to you. That's a commercial break, isn't it? For my brother, for Chimakpa, that's it. So it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's such an amazing thing. So let's get back to it. So an ancestor is not just someone that has come before you. An ancestor is someone that not someone that has come ahead of you. An ancestor is someone that also make you to get ahead. So what is an ancestor money? An ancestor money is the money that gives you leverage in life, though you did not work for it. Now, so an ancestor money is the money that gives you a leverage in life, though you did not work for it. So most people do not understand that. So when I started studying the biggest family, one of the things I love to read biographies. But if you want to learn to read biographies, you need to learn how to learn. You need to know how to study patterns, because biographies can be very boring and you can get lost in the whole story without knowing the patterns. And what you benefit from biographies is the patterns. So, ancestor is not someone that just come ahead of you. So an ancestor is somebody that make you get ahead. So, an ancestor money is something that every wealthy people in the world create. They create an ancestor money. I have a program called the Education of the Rich, and it's one of my amazing programs. You can subscribe for the program. I think it's about 50,000 naira. It's a bundle of program. It's about 5 hours or thereabout of program where I teach you the education of the rich. That is the education that was never given to you, and I was given that education not for my biological father, but for my billionaire mentor. So I found it a privilege. So I documented that lesson for my children. Even that time I documented it, my children has not arrived. So that program has helped a lot of people, and it can help you. It's called the Education of the Rich. One of the things that the rich do is that the rich don't see wealth as a journey. They see it as a process. So the rich do that. So let me give you an example of a man that Mr. Wole Daudu was talking about. Think like a billionaire, Donald Trump. One of the things a lot of people don't know about Donald Trump is that Donald Trump enjoy what we call the ancestor money. And how do I mean by Donald Trump enjoy what we call the ancestor money? Donald Trump's father was called Fred Trump, and his father was called Fred Trump Sr. I would eventually call him Fred Trump Sr. His grandfather was also called Fred. And so his grandfather was a wealthy man. His father was a wealthy man. And by the time Donald Trump's father transferred Mr. Donald Trump, the former president of America, his father transferred 5,000 units of apartment to him. Do you hear what I just said? 5,000 units of an apartment was transferred to him in Queens in the New York. And so it was from the basis of that, after Mr. Donald Trump went to Walton Business School, he decided to start doing high-rise because his father was just doing apartment, and his father had 5,000 units of apartment. It was that 5,000 units of apartment that was transferred to Donald Trump. Now, guess what happened? Donald Trump's children now has moved into the next level as well. So what happened is that it's called the ancestors' money, the money that make you get ahead on time in life. Now, if you're watching this today, perhaps, and most of you watching this thing, including myself, I never had a big advantage of the ancestors' money apart from the little money that was shared to me from my grandfather, which was not enough to buy me anything. But it reminded me that there is something called the ancestors' money. So in my Education of the Rich, I showed you some of the lessons of the wealthy. And one of the lessons I showed there, something, my eye. right? So one of the things I show there is the difference between rate of return and infinite returns. By the way, that's going to be taught in the class, the Real Estate Cash Flow Masterclass. I'm going to show you, yesterday I carried out a deed, and the deed was so amazing. I carried out a deal last 2 days ago. It was an amazing deal, and it was a proof of a lesson that I've been taught, that I've been living on for many, many years. So the wealthy people understand the difference between rate of returns and infinite returns. The wealthy people don't focus on rate of returns. The wealthy people focus on infinite returns. And there are too many different between that. So I explained that to you in the Education of the Rich. But they said, the ancestor money is about the money that make you get ahead in life. The money that gives you leverage. If you study the lives of the Rothschild family, if you study the life of, what's the name? Rockefeller. If you study the life of the Rockefeller family, if you study the life of the J.P. Morgan family, one thing you find in this generation, in these people, is they are so obsessed with the ancestors' money. Someone was, afflicted with the belief that a couple of many generations after them must be given leverage because they live. Now, starting with the guiding principle, your parents might not have left you an ancestor money, a money that can make you get ahead. But the question I want to ask you today is that, are you going to leave your own children and children an ancestor money? Now, a good man leave an inheritance for his children. A good man leave an inheritance for his children. There are 2 levels of inheritance that good man leaves. Out of the 4 levels. I'm not going to talk about the 4 levels today. I'm just going to tell to you about the 2 levels of inheritance that the wealthy people leave. The first inheritance that the wealthy people leave is what I call the guiding principle. Every wealthy person that will leave an ancestor's money behind leave what I call a guiding principle. What does that mean? They leave a guiding principle. That's one of the reasons why I write books. This is one of my legacies called my guiding principle. Not just for you. For my children and children, they are going to have access to these books. They are going to have access to my diary, because my diaries are full of guiding principles that governs my life. The things I have learned, the things I'm learning, the things I'm doing, the things they are all documented in my diaries, in the books I've written, and these are guiding principles. And then after then, the people that will leave an ancestor money behind must also leave great properties. So they leave good guiding principles and great properties. Guiding principles and great properties. Because you see, the guiding principles is an asset. The great properties is an asset. And so they realize that they want to give the next generation that thing. Because see, you have to focus on creating, no matter your age right now, the essence of making money is not to ball, is to create a leverage for the coming generation that they will be able to ride on. The people that you are giving birth to, the children you are going to give birth to, the children you have given birth to, should not start from the scratch, despite the fact that you started from the scratch. So if the children you have given birth to is not going to start from the scratch, so what happened to you? There is so much responsibility on you, not just to make money, but to create an ancestor's money. Because who is an ancestor? An ancestor is not somebody that has just gone ahead of you. An ancestor is somebody that make you get ahead because of what they have left behind. So what people have left behind should make you get ahead. But this is what happened. We know that they have gone ahead of us, but they never left anything behind that can make us to get ahead. So if truly someone have left and have not left anything behind that will make you get ahead, can it be termed as the real ancestor? So this is what happened. They are biological ancestor, but you need to become the financial ancestor for the next generation. So that is why I call it the ancestor money. The ancestor money make you a new ancestor in the economic planet or in the economic genealogy of the coming generation. So if you want to do that, one thing you must realize that if you study the wealthiest family in the world, if you study the wealthiest family in the world, they never there's something that cannot be transferred. You cannot transfer your salary to the next generation. Oh my God. As good as your salary is good, it's only for you. Your salary cannot be transferred to the next generation. You cannot transfer your school certificate to your next generation. But you can transfer the certificate of your occupancy of your land. You can transfer the certificate of your stock. You can transfer all of these things to the next generation. You can transfer your document of books that you have written to the next generation. You can transfer your library to the next generation. You can transfer all of these things to the next generation. And as a result of that, you are deliberately making yourself an ancestor. And that is how an ancestor money is created. The wealthy people there's people that create ancestor money, replace their salary with investing. So what I do is that if you are earning big salary, never see it as a big life. It will rather begin to take part of the big salary to begin to create assets that can help the coming generation. Because this is what happened. Every good man make a plan for a 3 generation. You must be able to take care of 3 generations. What does that mean? For the younger people there, you have not married. This is a good one for you. It means that as you work, as you begin to do everything you are doing, as you are getting married and as you begin to do things, you need to plan for 3 generations. What does that mean? It means that you're not just going to take care of your children. No, that is not just what you are meant to do. You are meant to take care of your children, of the children that your children will give birth to, of the children that your grandchildren will give birth to. You are meant to provide for 3 generations. So if you're meant to provide for 3 generations, that's what makes it an ancestor money. An ancestor money plan for a 3 generation. A good man leave an inheritance for his children. A 3 generation must be planned for. If you're going to plan for a 3 generation, do you not realize why one house is not your plan? It's not just to build a house to be a landlord. You don't want to be a landlord. You want to be an economic lord. You see, you are not just satisfied with owning a land. You want to own a portfolio of assets that is properly managed and is properly secured, that can be able either put in a trust that can take care of the future generation with a guiding principle. If you study the family of Rothschild, you will realize that it's so amazing how the planet, the Rothschild family, make sure that now more than 7 generations has been taken care of by an asset that started many years ago. There's a company in America called Chicken Filet. Chicken Filet was created by a man called Trent Canty. Trent Canty has a restaurant, and they have these chains of restaurants. And one of the things you find about these chains of restaurants that they have is that now the 3 children of this man, they are billionaires, and it's late now, and his grandson has become the new MD of the company. Mr. Kolawole, it's good to have you here this morning. Good to connecting with you, brother. Good to see you here. Good to see you here. So you are planning for an ancestor's money. You're not just planning for money. You are planning for an ancestor's money. So you are building wealth for the next 3 generations. So everything that you are doing, everything that you are planning is about the next 3 generations. Not just a generation. The next 3 generations must be taken care of. So if the next 3 generations must be taken care of, you will realize that the way you are going about your wealth these days is going to change. And now that is the beginning. So you want to replace your savings with your investing, your salary with your investing. Now remember, it's not that your salary is a bad idea. It's just like you cannot transfer your salary as to the children. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to replace your salary with investing. You want to begin to invest intelligently. You want to be able to understand the place of asset allocation. You want to be able to understand, begin to build yourself with this understanding. A good man leave an inheritance for his children. Riches and houses are inheritance from the fathers. In other words, that means you want to build riches, guiding principle, and then you want to build great properties. So you want to be able to create these things in a way that will give a leverage. Let me tell you, it's not easy to start from the scratch. For some of us that started from the scratch, you will be able to attest to that. That is not an easy thing. Nobody is dull like that. It's just that many people do not have leverage and platform in life to be able to do mighty things. So the point is, you can transfer your salary to your children. By the way, you cannot even transfer your salary to your children and say, now, I want to stop doing this work, so I want to transfer it to my children, let them continue from there. No, it's not transferable. It's a non-transferable kind of thing. It's never easy to start from the scratch. By the way, we are not meant to start from the scratch. You see, that's how funny it is. We are not meant to start from the scratch. For the fact that our parents did not provide us, not starting from the scratch, does not mean starting from the scratch is normal. It doesn't mean it's normal. But this is what happened. You have to hate that programming because that programming can limit you. And so a lot of time we think, I've heard some parents say things like, who provided for me? Nobody. So you should go and provide for yourself too. Excuse me. That's not proper. That's not. You are meant to give your children leverage. By the way, that is the challenge of parenting. Not just your children. Your children are meant to have leverage because of you. That's what is called ancestor's money. So how do you create an ancestor's money? Begin to take seriously the guiding principle of your life. What are the guiding principles of your life right now? You need to be deliberate with the guiding principles of your life. The first thing is that you need to hate being broke. The truth of the matter is a lot of people never hate being broke. They just see it as normal. Some people are more comfortable with being broke than not being approved. A lot of people like the acceptance of the public more than hate being broke. A lot of people are comfortable with being broke and they hate not being approved by other people. So they would rather accept the opinion of people that are not taking them anywhere than hate being broke. Poverty stays with people that are comfortable with it. So you have to hate running out of money. You have to hate running out of money. You have to hate, I hate being late on my bills. Come on, I hate it. You have to hate being that kind of person. Find out. The reason why most people don't even want to learn how to sell is because they are comfortable with being broke. They give excuses for being broke. They'll tell you, I'm just working on it. The truth of the matter is things that you have been working on that is not working for you. You need to begin to change it. You need to hate being broke. Nobody's going to hate it for you. You need to hate it. To the point that you were willing to do the right thing for yourself. So, people that leave ancestors' money understand that they need to replace their salary with investing. So, because you need to understand how investing works, you need to begin to understand that starting from the scratch is not proper. We're not meant to start from the scratch. But the obvious thing is that most of us started from the scratch. Now, unknown to most of us, we are already tinted towards that same model. That if you're not careful, your children are also going to start from the scratch. That is a wrong generational choices. You need to know that one of the purposes of parenting is to give leverage to the next generation. And being able to give leverage to 3 generations is what make you an ancestor. And you can become the new ancestor for your own lineage by being deliberate about giving leverage. I'm not talking about raising children that are spoiled. I'm not talking about raising children that have self-indulgence. And that's why you have a guiding principle. You want to raise children that understand enterprise. You want to raise children. There's a book from Daniel Priestley, the guy that wrote 24 Assets, Key Person of Influence, Oversubscribe. What other book did he write? Okay, Oversubscribe, Key Person of Influence, 24 Assets, Scorecard Marketing. Then he wrote another book. I have all the books. He wrote another book called How to Raise Entrepreneurial Kids. How to Raise Entrepreneurial Kids. It's such an amazing book. Every wealthy person, truly wealthy person, raise their children to value money. They raise their children to be entrepreneurial in their thinking because it's a guiding principle of their life. It's a guiding principle of their life. They raise them to be able to make money work for them. Because that is how you can sustain it. How do you create an ancestor's money when all the money you are making now, you're just balling with it? When you tell, I can't save any money. I can't even buy any assets right now. You know the state of things in this country. Excuse me. You're just trying to go back to what you hate that your parent did to you. They never left you any leverage. And perhaps you're watching this, your parent left you a leverage. So why are you being wicked? You also need to start thinking. Because all that your parent left you may just be for you. Your parent may not have had the foresight of leaving something that can take care of 3 generations. And remember, if your parents are leaving something that can take care of 3 generations, you should also be planning of the 3 generations. That's what creates transgenerational wealth. Because if everybody begin to take care of 3 generations in the things that they are doing, my children is thinking of taking care of 3 generations. My grandchildren is thinking of taking care of 3 generations. My great-grandchildren is thinking of taking care of 3 generations. What's going to happen? That's how people like Rothschild, the Rockefellers of this world, the Morgan of this world have been able to perpetuate wealth. The Waltons of this world, the South family of this world, the family that owned Chanel of this world. You know why? They are perpetuating wealth because they understand. Look at Estée Lauder. Estée Lauder, the woman, Estée Lauder started a company. The son is the MD of the company now, about transferring the right to the grandchildren right now to begin to lead this stuff. This is how people create ancestors' money. It begins with your guiding principle. You are not buying an asset. You are balling. You are busy. You are equating earning big salary for being rich. Then you are engaging yourself in the trapeze and the illusion of wealth. You are using your earnings to buy toys rather than using the proceeds of your asset to buy toys. Vanity should not be funded by your sweat. Vanity should be funded by your asset. So you are not buying assets. You are busy buying things to impress people. No wonder you are perpetuating and inviting depression into your own future. That's not the way it should be. So you want to understand this thing, and you want to begin to change your narrative and your plans. You want to begin to look at it. You want to begin to understand that you want to become in the wealth genotype space. You want to become an asset addict. All right? You want to become an asset addict. You want to begin to understand the place of asset in creating an ancestor's money. Because you can't create an ancestor's money with your sex, with your strength. You have to leave an ancestor money with a system. So that means you are deliberate about building a system that can leave an ancestor's money for your children and children. Because you leave, your grandchildren must live better. Because you leave, Your great-grandchildren must live better. Imagine that you have built a fund that can send your children to the universities of their choice. And it begins from where you are today. As you work in that bank, as you work in that organization, what asset, what portfolio are you building today? That's why I study. That's why I do what I do. That's why I buy what I buy. That's why I build the apartment that I build. You know why? Because the more you begin to understand that it's not just about you. Somebody said, where do you get all the energy from? Because I'm not just working for myself. I'm working for 3 generations. There is nations in my belly. There is nations in my loins. The same thing is happening to you. It changed the way you do. It changed the way you live. You will stop giving excuses that, the day I've been so busy. I don't have time to study. I don't have time to buy anything. I don't have time to investigate into something. It's not just about you. You have the obligation and the duty to take care of the next 3 generations. You have the obligation and the duty to be able to help the next generation to get started on a better note. Nobody cannot do better. The only thing, if they have a better platform, they will have performed better. What platform are you creating? You see, it's not a curse that your parent did not give you a leverage, but it becomes a bondage if you do not leave a leverage for the next generation. And then you are the establisher of the curse, not your parent. You now know better, therefore you should do better. If your parent knew better, they would have done better. The truth that you know that you do not act on will judge you. The moment you understand this, the Trent Canty, started a business with his wife. And today, both of them are gone. They have 2 sons and a daughter. The 3 of them are billionaires. They are completely billionaires. And the grandchild is now the MD of the company. The company has thousands and thousands of stores. They sell more chickens in America than any other restaurant. Guess what happened? Everyone that wants to leave Ancestor's money must be obsessed with offering big service and a systemic service. You must be obsessed with having an investor's mind. You must be obsessed with developing a business mind, because you cannot transfer salary. You can only transfer asset. Okay? If you knew better, you should do better. There's no more excuse, because excuse now is excluding you from good things of life. So you can't be giving excuses. Come on, you can't. You have to be deliberate. You can't make money and spend it all. Come on. That's not wisdom. That is putting you on a financial stupidity index. Because on your financial stupidity index, if you make it money and you spend all the money, I don't care how much is it, you're just being financially stupid. So what do you want to do? You want to stop that. And that is not an insult. That's just a statement of fact. Because you ain't thinking about the future. Remember, the future is bigger than the past. And the only sign that you are growing is to make sure that your future is bigger than your past. Because you live, the next generation must live better. Because you come ahead of them, you must make them get ahead in life. Because they are coming behind you, you must give them a leverage that must make them run ahead of you when it is their time. So, do you now see? Do you now see why some people perpetuate poverty and some people perpetuate fortune? It is choice. And I'm bringing to you today that you can create ancestor cash flow. I know of someone that owns about 5,000 properties now. And this 5,000 unit of properties is totally systemized and is under an asset management. His grandchildren, school fees are being fully paid from the proceeds of this asset. all the grandchildren go to school, and the asset, the trust he has created from the grandchildren. Do you know how fast your life would be if your parent has left something for you, you are not paying house rent? Let me tell you, it's not maturity for you to pay house rent. It's just a revelation that your parent did not leave a leverage for you. Because if your leverage reach a leverage for you, I'm not supposed to be paying house rent. Okay, yes. So you need to understand. So when I see somebody that is comfortable with average, when I see somebody that is comfortable with just getting by, you see, you cannot create fortune with a minimum wage mentality. When I see someone that is just comfortable with earning just the salary and you pay the bills and you are fine, you are not fine. You're just selfish. You need to understand this. And you see, let me tell you, I'm not blaming you because it's not your fault. Perhaps you don't know better. And because you don't know better, and perhaps the people that have taught you have just taught you to be comfortable in your ways. But that's not the way to live. Ancestor's money means that when you are dead, you will still be influencing people. When you are dead, you are still paying people's bill. When you are dead, someone is still receiving a lot. You see, a lady that runs a show called TV, Your View, Mariah Brown, she was making a statement that was going viral the other day. And she said from the family legacy, the grandfather left some asset behind, and in the recent time, she received an alert that money was paid to her. It's called ancestors' money. You have to be deliberate. They did not create it for you, but you have to start creating it. You have to start creating it. Create ancestors' money. When I say you should buy assets, I'm telling you to create an ancestor's money. An ancestor's cash flow. That's my duty. I'm not just working for me. By the way, my lifestyle is very simple. I have a very simple lifestyle. But the truth of the matter is not all about me. I'm working for many generations. I'm creating assets for many generations. It's called legacy. A good man leave an inheritance for children. Not just your children. You see, the challenge with a lot of people is that the thought is just for your children. For your children. Minimum of 3 generations. That's a big deal. You see why you can't sleep on it? Do you see why you can't sleep on it now? You need to learn as much as you can. You need to earn as much as you can. You need to make from passive income as much as you can. Because the moment you start making money when you are sleeping, you start creating ancestors' money. Because if you start making money when you are sleeping, when you eventually sleep in debt, the money will still be coming. That means learn to make money when you sleep and spend it when you are awake, and you begin to make an ancestor's money. And then create enough of that. And that's what they call me. I run the world #1, Africa #1, Freedom Lifestyle Real Estate Company. The essence of a company is to help people to create assets that can fund their lifestyle and help them to create an ancestor's money that can keep doing what matters to them when they are dead and rotten. Because that is the essence. Nobody left it for you. You should leave it for someone. And you're not too young to start planning for ancestors' money from the way you live your life now. Because there are ancestors that will be forgotten. There are 2 kinds of people. There are 2 kinds of people in this world. There are people that will be forgotten when they die. And there are people that when they die, they will never be forgotten. And because their memories are pleasant. How will your memory not be pleasant? If your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren are going to the best of schools in the world, and it's the asset that you created that is still funding them, Remember, you will never be late. You will always be pleasant in their life. They will say, Grandpa left us when they will say, Grandpa said. Grandpa said. They would never say the late grandpa said. Because when you are influencing people, you are never dead. So we all can create ancestors' money. It begins with changing your emphasis in life, because your emphasis determines your approach. Stop buying stuff. Stop buying stuff. Start buying things that can generate money to pay for your stuff. Because those that are obsessed with buying stuff get stuck in life. So if you buy stuff, you get stuck. If you buy assets that fund your stuff, your life will be soft. So if you want your life to be soft and the life of a coming generation to be soft, buy an asset that can fund stuff. And that is how you create legacy. I call it legacy cash flow, because ultimately ancestors' money is legacy cash flow. And a good man leave an inheritance for his children. Buy asset. Begin to be more deliberate about using your money to work for you so that you can work less and do what matters most. You must have a time. You cannot create an ancestor money if you can't make money while you sleep. Ancestor money cannot be made if you can't make money while you sleep. You see, you have to make money while you sleep so that when you eventually sleep in debt, the money you have been making while you sleep will still be funding what you do when you are awake. Make money while you sleep and spend it when you are awake. Now, the truth of the matter is, if you make money while you sleep and spend it when you are awake, when you eventually sleep in debt, because the money you make is spending is being used for when you are awake, you see, it will always look as if you are awake because things have been planned, and the things that you have planned will still be funded, and people will never knew you have gone because your presence will still be felt. An ancestor is being felt when he's alive, is being missed when he's gone, but his presence is being felt either he's around or not. So what happened is, you want to be a good ancestor, and you want to be the new ancestor for your own economic genealogy. And that's what I've brought to you this morning, to show you how to be an ancestor. If all you do with your money is to buy stuff, you are going to get stuck. And when you get stuck, your life can be soft. So what you want to do is to buy an asset that can fund stuff that will make your life soft. So you want to make money while you sleep. Most money today, the people, ancestors make money while they sleep and spend it when they are awake. Every other person make money when they are awake and spend it when they are sleeping. No, that's why they can't create ancestors' money. Ancestors' money, you make ancestors' money when you sleep and spend it when you are awake. So that eventually when you sleep in debt, the money you make when you sleep will still be functioning even when you are dead, because your money makes you awake. It becomes an omnipresent. You see, one of the advantages of money is that it can make you omnipresent, hybrid omnipresent. It can make you to be virtually where you are not physically. So when you are even gone physically on the earth, your money is still there virtually, and your presence will still be felt. Ancestors' money. So the true ancestors of the 21st century and beyond understand ancestors' money. And I have looked at these people. I have looked at the old people that have created ancestors' money, and I've been able to look at it and say, you can do the same. One of the reasons I tell people to invest in real estate and do multi-family apartment is because of this model that I call the ancestors' money model. You need to understand that your children must not start from the scratch. Because you live, they should live better. Because you have come ahead of them, they should get ahead in life. Let this thing get to you. And no matter your age today, begin to put your life into that perspective. I see people start business and they start making money. even in real estate. And I started seeing them, a lot of them balling. A lot of them are just doing a merchant work. They buy land, they sell land, they buy land, they sell land. They're not even building any ancestors' money. They tell people to do it, but they don't do it. Be an intelligent investor. Be a freedom lifestyle investor. That because you leave, you are going to make the life of the people that come after you to be better. This is going to change your life. It's going to change the way you go about your daily activities every single day. You see, this is what it means. And this is where I'm going to be stopping today, and I hope you pick something from what I've shared today. I hope you have been able to see a pattern. You cannot just be a saver. You cannot just be a maker. You have to be a collector. You have to learn to make money while you sleep. You have to buy asset. And this is what most people don't do. Every wealthy person, truly wealthy person, they have learned to create ancestors' money. And I've come to reveal to you today the ancestor money secret. Every ancestor money creator, they are asset addicts. There are many people with big income and no asset. There are many people with big income and low asset. But there are few persons with big income and big asset. I want you to be that kind of person. A lot of people are asset deficient. And they're not thinking in that perspective. Because they have forgotten that they are not going to be strong forever. The glory of the youth is their strength. The splendor of the old is their gray hair. So the gray hair is the splendor of the youth. I thought you were going to say the strength of the old. No. The older you get, the weaker you become. And you can't count on your strength. If what fund your life is your strength, when you get older, life becomes a stress. I will say that again. If what fund your life is your strength, as you get older, your life becomes a stress. If what fund your life is your strength, as you get older, life becomes a stress. If what fund your life is your asset, as you get older, life becomes a continual feast. Wow. If what fund your life, you need to put this on the screen. You need to put this on the screen. You need to put it on the screen. If what fund your life is your strength, as you get older, life becomes a stress. If what fund your life is an asset, income producing asset, as you get older, life becomes a continual feast. If what fund your life is your strength, as you get older, life becomes a stress. Because then you begin to lose strength. So now you become, because if you make money, the period of your life when you are making money with your strength, we call it sacrificial period. Now, if you continue making money with your strength alone and you have not converted the strength to a system, you will soon become a sacrificial lamb. So a lot of people, they don't know how to transfer from being from the sacrificial period to begin to create a financial, liberty. And as a result of that, they end up becoming a sacrificial lamb. So if what fund your life is your strength, as you get older, life becomes a stress. But if what fund your life is an income producing asset, as you get older, life becomes a continual feast. The choice is yours. The ancestor money make life a continual feast for you. And even when you have gone, you create a continual adventure for the children after you and the children, because there is a guiding principle, there is a preservation principle, and this is what you are supposed to do. So you need to learn, you need to have the education of the rich. You need to understand, you need to have wealth education. You need to understand not just selling your time, but how to sell time and how to buy time. Because you see, the game of the world, in the real estate cash flow masterclass, I'm teaching what I call the two things that the wealthy people do. The wealthy people buy time and they sell time. Remember, I did not say the wealthy people sell their time. The wealthy people sell time and buy time. Now, the moment you know how to do those two things, that is the game of that's how to create ancestors' money. Ancestors' money are created by that. Imagine the founders of Coca-Cola. They have created an ancestors' money because they are not selling their time. They sell system. They sell a box and the box is still there. Imagine the founder of Red Kroc, the owner of McDonald's. He owned one of the largest real estate in the world. It's gone. But guess what happened? It's an ancestor's money. It's ancestor's money. Everyone can create an ancestor's money. Everyone can do it. You can become the new ancestor in your lineage, economic lineage. And I've come to show you the template today. The wealthy people don't sell their time. They buy time back. They buy their time back and sell time. And there's a thin line between what I just said to you. When I understood it, my life changed. The wealthy don't sell their time. They sell time. What is MTN? What is MTN selling to you? MTN is selling you time. They sell you access to something. What is a cable TV selling to you? They're selling you time. What is Netflix selling to you? They're selling you time. What is Prime selling to you? They're selling you time. So the wealthy people buy down their time, buy back time, and they sell time. The product, I call it the product of the wealthy. The product of the wealthy. The product of the wealthy. I teach that in a whole class, about 1 hour. I'm going to be teaching that in the Real Estate Cash Flow Master class. If you're there, you're going to learn it. And it's in my life. It has changed my own life. It can change your life. It's one of the engagement of the wealthy. The wealthy people don't sell time, their time. They sell time and they buy back time. So, this is a model of the ancestors' money. The ancestors' money secret, the ancestor money system, whatever you call it. But remember, you want to create an ancestor's money. The money that speak in the future. That speak in the future. You can do time travel with ancestors' money. When you're not there, it's the hamstring for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for today. And I've spent a long time and I want to show you this in case you have not gotten it. These are the 4 books that I've written for you. I call it the 4X Freedom Bundle. And the Shut Up and Collect the Money, How to Take Charge of Your Personal Economy, Stay Hungry, Go Starving, The Monster Habit That Make You Achieve Massive Success, The Money Code, the code that makes me $1 million before I was 28, and the Close or Lose. All right, these 4 books are worth $28,000, but I'm not going to give you for $28,000. I'm going to give you for $20,000, and that's not all. All right, I have a newsletter called the Big Money Moves Letter. It's $30,000 per annum to be subscribed to this letter. What did I do with this letter? I show you the backdoor strategies of, like what I told you I did a few days ago. I'm going to send a mail to my people, the lessons I pick from it, and how they can use it in their own lives and all of that. Okay? How to can acquire assets without money, how to get assets without no money, how to sell and buy rather than buy and sell. I'm going to show them the model this week in my letter. And guess what? This letter is very rich. It's changing a lot of people. My team told me that people are receiving our mails from 4 continents right now. And we have about 27,000 people on more than 27,000 people on our email list. All right. So I'm going to give you access to that email list for a whole year. It's worth 30,000 naira for now. And if you add it to this, it's going to be 65. But I'm not asking you to bring 65 for this bundle. I'm saying with 20,000, this book will get to you anywhere you are in Nigeria. Anywhere you are in Nigeria. That's the second thing. The third thing is this. There's a program I'm doing in December called How to Win the Big Money Game in 2024. The program is 100,000. The ticket is 100,000. I'm going to give you the tickets for free for you being part of this. Okay? So, what do you want to do? This is just going to cost you 20,000 naira. Now, remember that the financial freedom is not free. It only costs you 20K. Now, so this is what you want to do. You want to say, I want this, and place an order. Wherever you are in Nigeria, it may take a little bit of time, but Boost is going to get to you. We're going to send it to you wherever you are. By the way, to send this book to places in Nigeria is costing my team about 7,000 to 8,000, depending on where the book is going. And you're only paying 20,000, and I'm saying this book. And by the way, I'm also going to give you 1 copy of this book called Follow Up or Fold Up. Every winner in life, everyone that have a breakthrough in life knows how to follow through and follow up. So if you don't follow up, you have given up. So I'm going to give you a copy of that e-version of that book added to this. is making it 35, making it 65, making it 165. But I'm telling you, every time you give me 20K now, I'm going to give you 165,000. So this is what you want to do. You want to place the order for this right now, put it in the comment section and say that I want this book. And guess what happened? My team, we're going to get in contact with you, and then you make the payment and the book will be on its way to you. So this is it. And do not forget, the program, the Real Estate Cash Flow Masterclass, is taking place in March 2024. And 21st to 24th of March 2024, we're going to be hosting 100 people. As at the last count, about 10 people have already registered for the program. There is a VIP and there is a regular. The VIP supposed to be 700,000 for the early riser is 500. The regular is supposed to be 400,000. For the early riser is 250,000. We're going to be having a program in Marriott, Lagos. And guess what happened? You're going to learn a lot. I'm going to be exposing you to the entirety of this book, how to borrow property to build your fortune, how to plan your freedom lifestyle number within 7 years. No matter where you are right now, you can be financially free. I don't care if you don't have any money. If you follow what we are going to learn, you're going to change your life. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to bring another person on my advice. On one of my advisors is going to show you how to raise money in dollars, hundreds of thousands, millions, to be able to fund your real estate deal. He has done that for me and he can do that for you. Okay, so this is going to work for you. And I'm also going to bring a man that I call the king of Ilupeju real estate. He has a lot of real estate and he's going to be showing you, these are people that make billions of naira in money, in real estate. He's a former MD of a mortgage bank. He's an owner of a bank today. He's going to be there. They have proven to be there. They have approved. They have accepted to be in that program. And guess what? The VIP people are going to be having a backdoor meeting with our speakers and myself. And you're going to be lodged in an hotel for the VIP for 2 days hotel. You're going to be all paid for with a 500,000. You're going to have your meal. Everybody's going to have meal, but you are going to have some extra things. You're going to be put in a very specific places in the hall, and you have the right to ask questions and all of that. And this is going to be very practical, and you're going to see the backdoor strategies of how to change your life in this program. And you're going to leave that place with your own financial freedom lifestyle blueprint and playbook that's going to literally change your world. And this is what you want to do. This is what you want to learn and put together. So if you're watching this today and you want to be part of Real Estate Cash Flow Masterclass, put it in a comment and just say RERC. So you put, I want. So this is what you should type. Just say, I want REC. So you put this in a comment. My team is going to reach out to you immediately to be able to get you to register for the program. So that's what we expect you to put in the comment. So the moment you put this in the comment, I want Real Estate Cash Flow Masterclass. We're going to contact you and then they will reserve your seat for you. By the way, more than 100,000 people are going to be exposed to this program by the virtue of the campaign that we're running. More than 2,000 people are going to want to register for it. But this is the bad news. The bad news is that we can only take the official capacity of 100 people for the program. And the moment this program is sold out, it is sold out. There is no extra. So if you want to get into this, you can start registering right now. And the good news again for you is this. You can start registering and make a payment plan for the program, whereby if you're doing the one of 250,000, you can start paying 50,000 now. And before January, you will have finished paying. If you're doing the one of 500,000, you can start paying 100K now and start with 100K and make the payment so that you can reserve your seat and there won't be any excuse why you did not attend the program. So we'll make a special arrangement, a special bank account that all this money can go to so that my team can properly have an account of it, and you don't want to miss this one. Couples are registering for this program and it's going to change their lives, and you want to be there too so that we can get things going for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope I've been able to help you this morning. And if this has made a lot of sense to you, just put it in the comment, superb. Put in the comment, superb, if this has made a lot of sense for you. All right, so you want the book, Mr. Chinedu won the book. So my team is going to get to you now. They're going to get to you immediately now, and you'll get the details of payment, and then they will request for your email address, your WhatsApp number, and the address of delivery, and then we are going to get that done. So if you have enjoyed tonight, I want you to put in the comment section, superb. Let's hear that you have enjoyed. And by the way, you that's just watching, that you don't start with live class with us, now that you're watching this video, I want us to do us a favor. All right, I want you to do us a favor, put hashtag, hashtag replay, and then also push superb that you have enjoyed this and help us to reshare. All right, so it's such an awesome moment with you guys today. I really appreciate every one of you. Thank you for showing up here this morning. I have a section in a church for 9 a.m. today. So I'm going to go catch my meditational sleep, and so that I can also be ready for the day. So thank you very much. If you want the book, you can put it in the comment section and say, I want the books. Okay, so my team is going to immediately get to you to get you to have the book. All right, so it's an awesome point, and it's going to be a beautiful one. All right, so it's a lovely moment, and thank you very much, everyone. Mr. Chinedu, we're going to get to you now about the book, so that you can hold your own copy of the books, and then it will be sent to you. If you're just watching, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate you, and I hope to see you on Monday. All right, we're not going to have the section today, and I hope to see you on Monday. And that's by the grace of God. I will be here with you on Monday evening again. We'll start the night economy. I just want to have some good time tomorrow with my family, my wife, and my children after I return from the event. All right? I'm a family man, And so the point is, thank you very much, everyone. And it's such an honor investing such an hour with you. It's not always easy, I've been on the road since morning, been in different places, having different business negotiations and trying to get more things done. And I still have to show up tonight. Remember, it's not a wish, it's a commitment. If you want to succeed, you must be willing to do whatever it takes. What I share, I do. So thank you. Thank you. You want to tell your friends about me. You want to tell your friends about all the content. We have been doing this now close to almost 19 to 20 days. And there is back-to-back stuff online. You can watch the video. You can go on my YouTube channel. I have more videos there. Some of these videos are also downloaded on our YouTube channel. You can watch them. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Tade Cash so that you can get notification when I drop new videos. I drop some short videos that you don't see anywhere else about sales, about money, about systems and all of that can help you. Wealth system that can help you to create what you want to do, and you would like to tell your friends about that. So thank you very much. I hope to see you on Monday. Keep connected. Peace, love, and cash flow. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.